The world of Korean entertainment thrives on spectacle. But sometimes the greatest spectacles are the ones hidden behind closed doors. Jong Kook, the singer, entertainer, and legendary commander of Running Man, finally tied the knot on September 5, 2025. Seoul became the stage for a wedding unlike any other. It wasn't televised, it wasn't photographed, and it wasn't even publicly announced until it was too late. This was no ordinary celebrity wedding. It was a mission cloaked in secrecy, conducted with the precision of intelligence agencies. And it left fans asking one burning question: where was Lee Kwang-soo? For over a decade, Jong Kook and Lee Kwang-soo were the backbone of one of Korea's most beloved variety shows, The Tiger and the Giraffe, The Strong and the Silly. Their chemistry defined an era of television that crossed borders and cultures. So when fans discovered that Kwang-soo was absent from Jong Kook's wedding guest list, the internet ignited with speculation. Was this the sign of a broken brotherhood? Or was there a deeper reason, one that Jong Kook never wanted revealed? The wedding itself was organized with military precision. It's whispered that they felt less like they were attending a celebration of love and more like they were being recruited for a covert operation. Invitations were sent only 2 weeks before. The venue was disclosed just 24 hours ahead of the ceremony. Even the flower trucks and catering vans were checked by security officers as if entering a presidential residence. One guest who later confided in us explained, "Stricter than the Blue House." We laughed, saying Jong Kook wasn't getting married, he was protecting state secrets. Inside, the atmosphere was intimate yet tense. Less than 100 people attended, and all had been handpicked by Jong Kook himself. There were the familiar faces: Yoo Jae-suk, Ji Suk-jin, Haha, Song Ji-hyo, and Yang Se-chan. There were his longtime friends from the 76 Club, including Cha Tae-hyun and Jang Hyuk. But the long limbs of Lee Kwang-soo, once inseparable from Jong Kook's side, were nowhere to be seen. Fans noticed instantly. On online forums, hashtags like "Where is Kwang-soo" and "Running Man Brotherhood" trended within hours. To them, his absence was unthinkable. One netizen wrote, "It's like having BTS's wedding without J-Hope. It doesn't make sense." During the ceremony, Yoo Jae-suk, acting as host, broke the tension with his signature humor. "When I first saw the guest list, I asked Jong Kook, 'Yeah, where's Kwang-soo?' He only smiled and said, 'Hyung, some things are complicated.' Know him, when he says that, you don't push." But fans weren't willing to accept silence. Jong Kook later posted a video thanking fans for their love and support. He also revealed the official list of attendees. To his surprise, transparency only added fuel to the fire. The absence of Kwang-soo wasn't just a minor detail anymore, it became the headline. Jong Kook's camp explained quickly, Kwang-soo was abroad, in Vietnam, promoting his new film The Hand That Holds a Star. His schedule, set months earlier, made it impossible for him to return in time. But the explanation only raised more questions. Fans shared photos online of Kwang-soo smiling with Vietnamese admirers on September 4th, one day before the wedding. If he was in Ho Chi Minh City then, couldn't he have caught a flight to Seoul for just one day? When we reached out to Kwang-soo's agency, the reply was affectionate yet cautious. Kwang-soo and Jong Kook have nothing but respect and love for each other. The scheduling conflict was unfortunate. They remain like brothers. The statement was diplomatic. Didn't stop the whispers. One guest recalled Jong Kook's demeanor the night before the wedding. Wasn't nervous in the way grooms usually are. He seemed defensive, like he was preparing for backlash. He told me, "Not everyone will understand why I'm doing this way. But I need to protect the people I love." Protect them from what? That was the question that lingered long after the music stopped. The secrecy surrounding the bride only deepened the intrigue. Unlike most celebrity marriages, no photographs were released. No details confirmed. Not even her name slipped into gossip columns. For a nation obsessed with celebrity couples, silence was deafening. Rumors filled the void. Some claimed she was a high-ranking executive at a powerful conglomerate, where exposure could send stock prices tumbling. Suggested ties to politics, hinting that her family influence required absolute discretion. The most sensational theory whispered that she was a figure entangled in an old industry scandal that never reached the surface. Haha, who rarely bites his tongue? Resist dropping hints. On a radio show days later, said with a laugh, "Honestly, It felt like we were part of a CIA mission. Jong Kook told us. Don't bring managers, don't bring staff. Just come alone, we teased him. Are you marrying the president's daughter? Ji-hyo, by contrast, was tearful when asked. It wasn't just a wedding. It was a farewell to the way things used to be. We've been together every week for more than a decade. Seeing Jong Kook like that, and knowing not everyone could be there, felt like the end of an era. As the night continued, a toast was raised for absent friends. Yoo Jae-suk lifted his glass and said, "Those who couldn't be here tonight, you are still in our hearts." The words were simple, but for many in the room, they were a quiet nod to Kwang-soo. The scheduling conflict explanation might have sufficed, but leaks suggested another truth. Jong Kook told almost no one about the wedding until mid-August. Even his closest colleagues were blindsided. They scrambled to clear their calendars. Ji Suk-jin cancelled a variety appearance. Ha-hari arranged a family trip. And Song Ji-hyo postponed a drama shoot. For Kwang-soo, locked into overseas contracts with hefty penalties, timing was impossible. Still, the absence cast a long shadow. And as often happens in Korean entertainment, rumor moved faster than fact. The first wave of speculation accused Jong Kook of catting his old friend, of having a falling out too deep to repair. Second wave went further, suggesting the wedding was rushed because the bride was pregnant. Chabu, a shotgun wedding, is a phrase loaded with scandal in Korea. When asked directly, Kook chuckled. If that were true, I'd be proud. At my age, being called that would be a blessing. But no, that's not the reason. His denial was straightforward. Timeline still left doubts in the public mind. Truth, according to insiders, was even more complicated. Bride's family insisted on absolute secrecy. Source close to Jong Kook revealed. They didn't want her name anywhere. They didn't want a single camera near her. They were worried one slip could affect their business interests, even stock markets. That's why Jong Kook pushed for this timeline, because keeping it short was the only way to keep it secret. Lee Kwang-soo eventually addressed the issue in a private conversation that later leaked. Hyung told me only 2 weeks before. I wanted to go. I tried to change my Vietnam schedule. But it was impossible. It hurt not to be there. He's family to me. I know people are saying we're not close anymore. That's not true. His words resonated with fans. If anything, his absence underscored the sacrifices celebrities make for careers that operate on contracts and schedules, not personal emotions. Still, the speculation didn't end. Some insisted the absence symbolized the end of an era. Of the golden age of Running Man. In the weeks after, more details surfaced about the extraordinary precautions taken. Jong Kook's team reportedly booked 3 separate wedding venues under different names to throw paparazzi off the trail. Guests were told to use rideshare apps rather than personal drivers to avoid detection. Stylists and makeup artists were instructed not to post anything on social media for at least 72 hours. It was like a spy drama. One attendee recalled. We were looking over our shoulders the whole time. The secrecy worked. No photographs leaked. Tabloids caught a glimpse. In a country where idols can't sneeze without a camera flashing, Kim Jong-kook accomplished the impossible, a wedding invisible to the outside world. But invisibility comes at a cost. The absence of transparency bred suspicion. The absence of Kwang-soo became a symbol of that suspicion. The louder Jong Kook tried to assure fans that nothing had changed, the more they wondered what was being hidden. Lee Suk-jin later joked. We teased Jong Kook, saying he owes Kwang-soo a second wedding. Maybe we'll hold it as a Running Man special, broadcast live. Kwang-soo as best man. The humor lightened the mood. But beneath it lay an acknowledgement, something had been lost at night. Even if only in perception. In the end, the truth may be simpler than the rumors suggest. Lee Kwang-soo missed the wedding because of unchangeable commitments. Kim Jong-kook rushed the wedding to protect a bride whose identity carries weight and risk. The secrecy wasn't about shame, it was about survival in an industry where exposure can be fatal. And yet, perhaps the most powerful truth is that fans will never fully know. The mystique of Jong Kook's wedding will live on as part of his legend. The absent giraffe will remain a ghost in the photographs that don't exist. And the questions will linger. Whispered with both frustration and admiration, who is the bride? Why the rush? And what does this mean for the brotherhood that defined a generation of Korean variety? Kim Jong-kook himself may have given the best answer. Candid moment with close friends after the wedding. Raising his glass, he said, "At my age, isn't about showing the world. It's about protecting it. If I have to be misunderstood to keep the people I love safe, then so be it." With those words, the tiger closed the book on speculation, even as the world rushed to write its own chapters.